Hey everyone, welcome to my kitchen. So we are going to have some fun today. You're in the kitchen with KK, and we're going to be celebrating National Fajita Day, which is August 19th. So we're going to do this video in honor of that because during the summer, we want fun recipes that we can make at home, unite the family, get outside, on the picnic table, in the backyard. This is something that is a popular recipe. A lot of people will give their power away, go out and get it. You can make it at a fraction of the price and make sure all the ingredients are the highest quality. So I'm an integrative and functional health coach. I'm an author and an educator. My book, Simple Cooking for Vitality, is really just about breaking down the healing potential, energy information for the body. So what is food as medicine? That's really what it's about. Encouraging people to get in the kitchen and just really control their health through increasing the quality of the food that they're able to purchase and to put together at a fraction of the price of going out all the time. So let's do this. Let's have some fun. We're going to be doing grilled chicken fajitas, and we're even going to make our own fajita spice mix that you can keep to the side. Don't use packages of spices. They're going to have other ingredients in there that are not so good for you. We're up leveling every ingredient here. I'm all about quality. Your body, your cells, and your liver, you can't fool. You can fool your tongue, your brain, but you can't fool your cells. And for longevity and for a lifetime of vitality, we need to be eating for ourselves in mind, especially if you want to avoid different diseases that no one likes to think about. Now, this is a really great time to get out your Le Creuset cast iron pan. This is perfect. I'm going to heat it up a bit. First off, we're going to be pounding out some chicken breasts. So this is a really great opportunity, and everyone should have parchment paper in their mix. But this is a great opportunity for you to meal prep some chicken strips. So my meat eaters, let's get our apron on here. My meat eaters love to have meat handy. It helps them. I do encourage them to weave in more plant-rich and plant sources of protein, which they do. But this just helps when you need to feel really satiated or you're trying to drive down insulin. So there's many reasons to have your stuff prepped for you. Now, we only do air chilled organic chicken, no hormones, no steroids, no antibiotics ever in the chicken. If you have a local farmer, you can get higher quality at a fraction of the price. You cannot depend on restaurants to ever have organic. Okay, so and this is fun for the kids to learn to do. If you have some boys that need to get a little energy, teach them how to pound out chicken breast in a really easy way. You need to have a meat tenderizer. So this way, the meat is also more easily absorbed into the body. You're breaking down some of those fibers so you don't need quite as much stomach acid. Eating meat requires a good amount of stomach acid, by the way. So that is one thing that blood types generally are just built a little bit more for that. Now, all you do is pound it out, feel on top. This keeps everything nice and clean. I don't like getting meat all over the place. So you can just wrap up these pieces. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be drizzling some oil. I don't like heating my high quality olive oil, so I'm going to be using avocado oil. And you can also saute. We're going to be sauteing the veggies in coconut oil. You can use olive oil. So, avocado oil. So let's get this in here, because after we grill it, then we can slice it really easily into strips. I'm going to be soaking it first. We'll let this sit in the refrigerator as we get going. So I'm going to be drizzling. It's probably about 2 tablespoons of oil over the chicken. Now, this mix that I've put together for fajita seasoning, I'm not putting any sugar in here. We don't need sugar. Okay. So cumin, probably that's the most prevalent amount. I'll put the quantities below in the video. Paprika, smoked paprika, salt, pepper, oregano, garlic, red pepper flakes, cayenne pepper, some thyme, a little bit of nutmeg, and I don't know if I missed anything. Those are the main ones. So once you put this all together, it's really clever. Have these little jars, and I have another one for my chai spice mix because I like to make my own chai lattes at home. So this smells amazing. So it's oh, chili powder is also in here. So this is fantastic. Get 2 heaping teaspoons in there. And we're gonna mix it around. Normally I would use my hands. I don't want to, let's just use this fork here. I'm gonna have to rinse and wash here while we're talking. So we're just gonna toss this around. Let the seasonings mix in. We're gonna put this into the refrigerator, then we're going to, the pan's already heated up. Next up, we're going to soften up the fajita wraps. So Siete brand makes a good variety of the gluten-free, no corn, easier on your digestion type of wraps. So the chickpea or the almond flour are going to be good options. So I'm just going to separate some with the parchment paper here. I don't like them to touch the foil, so that's why I'm using the parchment paper. You can wrap them. You can wrap them fully in parchment paper. You can just separate them in between, or you can separate with moist paper towels. You just want to keep them. You want to keep them moist. So we're just going to do 4 here. So the oven is on 350. We're just making a pouch. We're going to slide these in the oven, get these warmed up. This for 10 minutes. Next up, this pan has already been heating. We'll get a little bit more coconut oil in here since I kind of greased the pan already. And right, so fajitas, as you know, red pepper. Now, the sweet bell peppers are on the Dirty Dozen list, which means you really do need to get organic in this case. Otherwise, you've got a lot of different types of contaminants. A lot of them become carcinogenic for our cells, that is cancer promoting. And so it's just best if we can, for as much as we can, avoid all of these chemicals. They're damaging to the mitochondria, that is the energy part of the cell. Let's get the onions in here first. I've done a mixture of red and yellow onion. And as soon as you put onions in there, they just smell amazing, don't they? So these are just about 4 to 5 garlic cloves. And you can rough chop, you can mince as much as you want. I like to just kind of rough chop my garlic. So it doesn't have to be too small. Bring this down a little. I brought over my hot pan so you can watch what's going on here. So we're just going to put this back into a dish. These prep bowls, this is 1.5 quarts. This is 0.75 quarts. So on Amazon, you can get Winco brand, or these prep bowls are so fantastic. This is another one. It's similar. It's just deeper. So these are so handy when you're doing something like this. It really does keep you organized, and it is fantastic. So these are going to soften. Onions are going to soften and get fragrance, get a little translucent. Bell peppers are packed with vitamin C. I don't like to overcook them. They want to be soft though for the fajitas. So where you're going to be getting some of your raw plant-based is after, I keep all of my herbs in jars in the refrigerator so you can kind of see them. But this is a great opportunity to use fresh cilantro on top. Now you're getting those fresh phytonutrients that have not been overheated. We're into the late summer season now. So the body is warming. It's needing some warmth. This is the earth part of the seasons. This is when we're finishing, getting ready for the fall and getting ready for harvest. So the body is calling for a little bit more warming foods, whereas at the start of the summer, we like to cool it off a bit after coming out of spring. Of course, here in Florida, it's hot. So it's one of the most humid times, but a little more cooked food is helpful because it's not only spleen season, it's stomach season. Stomach requires some warmth for digestion. Calming all of this down. So you can put a cover on top of this to help them soften a little more quickly. They're getting fragrant. So we're going to add in the garlic now. And we can cover this for a bit. And we'll let it cook for a few more minutes and we'll be right back to add in the sweet pepper. So these are sizzling. That's perfect. That's exactly where we want to be. Get in the sweet peppers now. I've done the red, the orange, and the yellow. I'm not a huge fan of the green, so for me, I've left them out. Of course, you can add those. These are super high in vitamin C, bright colors. Those colors are where you're getting both flavor and those polyphenols, those antioxidants. The colors are the descriptions of those. That's why a variety of color is where you're finding the cellular protection that you desire. So this is a 3-quart pan, and I actually thought I had one here. They're so lightweight, they're so perfect stacking at the pan out, because once these are softened, we're going to add them to the pan, then get the chicken in here. These are perfect for prep. They stack up so easily, you barely know you have them. It's okay to have some glass ones as well, if you choose. Just got a little pepper on you. For certain occasions, of course, but it's really vital to have those. What I'm going to show you now is, I just thought I would have some ginger root tea, very easy to make. You just put it in a pan, you steep it, you let it simmer. I keep it in a jar in the refrigerator. You can add some warm water to it, depending on how strong it is from the simmering. But ginger root tea is fantastic for your digestion. It is fantastic for your liver, helping it to clear out if you've got any gradation of fatty liver. It's also warming to the body. So it creates that thermogenesis, that heating up, that helps when it's really humid out. In the dog days of summer, that is a huge consideration, especially here, but all around the country. I mean, even where my mom and my brothers live in Vermont, it can get hot and humid, all right? But it's just like that here every day. Luckily, I live near the beach, so I can get a nice breeze and you don't really feel it as much. So this is looking fantastic. It's smelling amazing once you add in those peppers. How fun is this? So you want to leave this in here for about 5 minutes just till they get softened. And then we'll be right back. We'll get them in the dish and we'll get the chicken that is marinating with those delicious spices out and into the pan. This is looking perfect. The house is smelling amazing. So the cast iron pans are super heavy. So you definitely need 2 hands. We're going to slide these out, these softened veggies, into our dish waiting beside here. And get the chicken in here. Righty, perfecto. So we're just going to set these to the side. Grab the chicken. Marinating up beautifully. Let's just pop a little bit more oil onto the bottom of the pan here. These are pounded out chicken breasts. So not only have we flattened them, that allows for the chicken to cook more evenly because there's not a big part of the breast. And it also helps to break down the fiber so that your body doesn't have to work so hard to break down the meat fiber. Because it's not about what you eat, it's about what you absorb. And we need a good quantity of stomach acid and enzymes, with stomach acid especially, to break down animal protein. Okay, that is the benefit for some people who are not quite as vibrant at breaking that down, to have more plant-based sources. So it works all around. It's nice to have a good meat fork here. And we're just going to let this heat up here. I've already turned the oven off. It was on 350. You just put it in for, I think it was about 10 minutes. And so the fajita shells, wraps, they're ready. They're warmed. This will be ready in no time. We're going to let it heat on both sides. The chicken will be ready in 10 minutes. We're going to slice it up, put everything back in the pan, add maybe a little bit more spice if we want to. And they're ready to go. That's how quick and easy this is. So we'll be right back. Chicken is looking amazing. It doesn't take long to cook. For chicken strips or for the fajitas here, when you knock this all out and pounded it down real nice. I'm just going to give this a nice little scrape here. We're going to get the onion mix back in here. We're going to add the chicken. Woo! That is hot. I added some good spices to that. Woo! So I have one board that I use for cutting up fresh meat. So a nice sharp knife, your meat fork, and you've got really easy, beautiful strips ready to go. So I'm going to freeze some of these chicken strips. I'm not going to be eating them all, but you can see just how much you can get here. And what a great idea it is to have some strips ready to go in a glass container in the refrigerator to add to salads really quick for lunch. Bring them to lunch with you. Meal prep is so important so that you're not tempted to always run out and eat, getting low quality food, high in salt, high in inflammatory oils, low in nutrients, and potentially other more harmful ingredients as well. You can control all of this at home at a fraction of the price of eating out. We're going to have spent probably the same amount that you would spend for one fajita dish in the store. So good. Amazing at a restaurant. Not naming any. And that way you can commune, fire up your kitchen. This is where the health energy is in your kitchen. So we want to fire it up. We want to get it going. That's the whole feng shui. Everything is energy. Getting the family together, maybe playing some fun music in the backyard while you're having fajita night, have some friends over. This is great. So I'm going to only add part of this back. Look how much that made. A lot. So I'm just going to add part of this back. And I am going to freeze some of the other chicken strips and put these to the side now. And we're just gonna toss this around. Now, I don't over salt anything. So I'm adding in a little bit of, I buy what's called real salt. You can find it at Whole Foods. Pink Himalayan sea salt is great. I love this from Sur La Table. Really easy way to get fresh ground black pepper added to the mix. So this is looking really fantastic. So quite frankly, it's all done. I'm gonna get out a plate. We're gonna line it up. Let me just tidy up and we will be right back to wrap these up in our shells. The only thing that I thought I had, but I didn't, was a lime. But I usually have some organic pure lime juice available because if I'm making a mocktail or something, so I can just use a drizzle of that. No worries. We'll be right back. Looks great, smells amazing. Took us no time at all. Let's grab out the shells. Little pack that we put together here. Let a little warmth get to them. So these are perfect. Woo! Steaming. So then you can just leave them wrapped up on a table. You know how some of the restaurants bring them to you in this little warmer dish? Well, you can just utilize in a pan, you can utilize the foil with the parchment paper technique. And we're just gonna add a little bit. I'm gonna use these just to make it a little easier here. So you can use a bigger shell if you want. This is a smaller taco size. Just put a little bit in the center. Now this is where I'm gonna actually put some fresh cilantro over all of this. Let me just get some cut off. Chop it up. These little herb scissors have come in handy. I've had them since, I don't know, like 2005, almost 20 years actually. Let's just give this a nice little chop. Cilantro. A little fresh there. Add some dish. So all you want to do is fold it like that. You've got a perfect mix. Pick it up, take a nice bite. The cilantro makes it. You got the warmth, you got these spices. It is delicious. So chicken fajitas, steak fajitas, all the same. They're fun. You can get some alterations of the toppings. So if you've watched me this far, hopefully you had fun. Just give me a nice thumbs up, maybe share the video. If you want to find out when I'm having new ones, you know how to do that. Press the bell, hit subscribe. I'm working to increase my subscribers and just share fun recipes and information on why you would want to change the ingredients just to make things better for you, yourselves, save money, and improve your health. Have an awesome night. Enjoy National Fajita Day, everyone.